So we have intern Jameson with us today. Jameson, tell us about your experience that got you this job.
It started off with butt fucking. And kind of just went on.
Whoa! Jameson. Awful. Dude, you can't improv, Jameson. You can't fucking sit. You're awful at it. It's so bad to hear you fucking try to come off the cuff and be like, this time with the butt fucking and some fart jokes, you fucking juvenile piece of shit. You can't improv, so don't try. Just be here and do what I asked you to do, which is just fucking talk about video games. You're just fucking trying so hard. It's so obvious. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. So why are you even here? Why?
My mom got me this job.
I don't think so. That was just another failed attempt at comedy from the one, the only Jameson George Carlin Lawler, right? Look at the guy making such a great job, Jameson. Please tell me another one.
Did his mom do the butt fucking? Was that part of it?
See, Jameson, that's a good joke. That's a good setup. That's nice off-the-cuff stuff. Please, Jameson, give me another joke. Come on. Come on.
Knock, knock.
Shut up. That's so fucking hack, bro. I mean, we're not a comedy podcast. We're not like a fucking bunch of stand-up comedians. But Jesus fucking Christ, Jameson, you're the only one here who's done stand-up comedy one time. And
hey, I got roped into that.
You got roped, all right. Yeah. I bet. Right at the end of it, they put the rope around you and they threw you up in the tree.
No. I wasn't the worst one there.
Right. But that's not saying much for an open mic night.
That's a great story. Jameson, you're great. Just throwing out like one fact at a time.
Yeah. This is like Wayne when he just goes esports, and you're like, thanks for this telltale episodic adventure of you telling me about your life doesn't have the best choices in it.
I learned how to fucking be social from video games, so that you can blame that on video games.
The one Afro Ninja will remember that.
Which one?
Everything.
You should. Was I racist again? Probably.
No, actually.
Are you shit-talking video games in general on a video games podcast?
I'm not shit-talking.
This entire conversation is giving me anal fissures.
Oh, so much avalanches of anal fissures. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Initializing booting protocol. Matt in the man cave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Matt Howe, Brook and Lemar
So why are you even here? Hello, everybody! Welcome to Matt in the Man Cave. I'm Matt Howes.
I'm Brook Hubs.
I'm Lemar, the one Afro Ninja Harris.
And we have here with us today intern Jameson.
Lawler.
Intern Jameson.
I don't get a last name?
Do we get to intern? Do you want to do an intern song?
Okay, here we go.
All right, ready?
Okay, ready?
Yo, turn my bass up. Hey, Jameson, you're an intern. You're gonna be doing shit for us, playing video games, looking up shit on your internet phone. Gonna do some shit, gonna get it for us. When we ask a question, you got the answer. Everything you know comes from the Google. You're not too smart, but you're good to hang out with. Kinda good to look at, kinda making sandwiches. But you bring the sandwiches, what?
Make the sandwiches!
Making the sandwiches. I said making the sandwiches. sandwiches.
Making them.
Making those sandwiches. Intern Jameson. Drop the mic.
Coming at you from 818.
Coming at you.
That was pretty good.
That was actually stupid good.
No, I
What
like
the
that.
hell is
Wow.
that?
Why don't we have a CD yet?
We are way too musical for
I'm
a video game
seriously?
podcast.
I'm gonna isolate all of our songs that we've come up with, and they're going in the fucking LP. And
You
it's
guys
gonna
could
be
write jingles for stuff.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
Yep, it's not the Christmas episode though. That's not gonna be recorded for 2 more weeks. It's an inside joke that you'll find out about in 2 weeks. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Jameson, why don't you introduce yourself? Intern Jameson, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Well, I'm Jameson. I am currently on a couch in the man cave, and I like video games.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
What are your qualifications for being on this podcast?
We're just gonna
video
redo the
games.
cold
Yeah.
open. Are we just gonna shit on him again?
Oh, is this gonna be an interview?
No.
No.
No, if there was an interview
Tell me about your
process, you wouldn't
father
have
and your
needed it.
relationship with
Dude,
him.
how is your relationship with your father and drugs recently, Mr. Downey Jr.?
Not too good.
I'm trying to pull what was it, Fox?
No,
Whatever.
it's some foreign
Yeah.
British dude.
Intern Jameson, back under the thumb of old Matt House. Oh, you've been waiting for this day, haven't you, Jameson?
Dreaming of it.
Just dreaming of it. Thanks for that thrilling introduction. I'm sure all of our listeners are going to be really excited to
I
listen to
suck
that
at
over and over
introducing
again.
myself. Just like. Did I ever introduce myself to you? No. You thought that I was at your Christmas party.
I thought you were at my Christmas party, so
Yeah.
I hired you at Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out he wasn't at my Christmas party. So
What?
he was at my phone.
I never actually had to introduce myself to you. You just already knew me.
No, it turns out that it was the chick that your girlfriend was cheating on you with. It was the guy your girlfriend was cheating on you with that went to my Christmas party.
Exactly.
And I thought that it was you because
That
I didn't
made-
know you that well.
Yeah, that made for a very awkward interview, by the way.
So you're at my Christmas party, right? You with the Holly chick. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That was great. Anyway, I hired him. And
Good.
And now we're here.
I really want people to know that's an actual story.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's a real. That's Jameson and I's first
Bloody
meet.
terrible. That is bloody terrible.
We got some fun shit to talk about today. We're gonna actually open the floor. Brooke, what have you been playing?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was sitting at work with you the other day, just kind of
You mean here in the main
lazing
cave?
about. Oh yeah, sure. Lazing about a little bit. Had an easy hour, and I was just like, you know what? I really want to play Rollercoaster Tycoon. To which you said, "Oh, there's a new Rollercoaster Tycoon coming out," and I was like, "Perfect! I'm gonna go back and play the old ones." So that's what I've been doing.
What'd you buy the deluxe edition on Steam for like $20, right?
$26 for the
1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and 3 deluxe
Deluxe.
editions. Yeah. So good deal right now. I've only been playing the first one so far. Conquered. I didn't complete. I conquered 3 scenarios.
You raped 3 scenarios. They actually had to take those scenarios out of the game because of how badly he damaged their emotional states.
Granted, that is a pretty violent game, so it's not too,
I've actually never played
Roller Toaster.
Oh, I bet you would. I bet you played Roller Toker Tycoon. Get it? Weed?
Yeah.
Drugs.
no. Anyway, tell us about the game.
Random black guy.
Red Black Guy, what?
That's gonna be the new. That's gonna be the first hit single from Matt and the Man.
Anybody
Cave.
here who's Random Black Guy, anybody here who has played Roller Coaster Tycoon, tell me right now, you used the one the loop that goes like this and then
The
up?
steel launcher.
Yeah,
roller coaster,
and it
yeah.
goes. That's the roller coaster, and it goes back down. You supercharged it and launched people
yeah.
into the mountainside.
The maximum was like 90 miles per hour or something as like the initial launching or something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah. I
And-
think I did it like 120 or something like that.
Well, what was weird is the carts, as soon as they flew off the like actual roller coaster, they just defied physics. Like they started like collapsing almost like a building would collapse upon itself.
Well, I mean, come on, it was fucking.
And they split apart. Which
Yeah.
It was the 90s, right?
yeah.
90 mid 90s. I think I had
Something
Rollercoaster
like that.
Tycoon on a shitty old PC.
I had it on a 95, like Windows
I
95.
realized
Wait,
that I
there-
lied on a previous podcast when I said my sister.
What?
The only video game my sister ever owned, I said, was that Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen game. She also owned Rollercoaster Tycoon, so I would have to fight her to play it when we were younger. But now I have it, and
Brook Hubs, everyone, advertising
I can
for
do it
violence
myself.
against women.
just your siblings,
That's fair.
and if they're out of line.
And your spouses.
No, just in general if they're out of line. I've actually never played Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. I played 3 a little bit, but I got really mad when I played 3 because they upped all the like decorations you can have. They started doing like theme packs and stuff like that, so that was kind of cool. But what I would do with 3 is that I would make like my own version of the tram ride from like Universal, where you're like going through all these different theme areas on like the tram, and it's like, oh, look at that, oh, the shark jumps out and like bites at you, but it's okay, it's a mechanical shark.
Not this time.
I would spend hours making these because it was like so cool, and then you could ride them and be like, oh, look at that, look at that.
So
Yeah,
you
you're
actually,
riding first person mode.
that,
right?
yeah, that was introduced in the third one.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just a train ride. And so no one would go on the ride after I
Yeah.
spent hours.
It has a
building
zero
it.
thrill
Exactly.
status on
Like
it.
people would rather take like the slide that was just like a wee.
No, that's when you
know?
put them in the queue, you drop them in there, and then you delete the road so that all they do is walk back and forth until eventually, statistically,
They just get
go
sick
in.
and start crying and whatever. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying out 2 because I haven't played it before. And 1 and 2 are 2-dimensional, even though like you build in a 3D space. Really, the sprites, I guess you'd call them, are 2-dimensional. Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 was the first one that was 3-dimensional, but it looks like cartoony as hell.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the look of the 2D. It's the same reason I still like the first StarCraft game, even though those are 2D sprites.
StarCraft.
It's so much fun. And I saw when I first saw StarCraft 2, it was just like, this looks cartoony like World of Warcraft, but I haven't. Obviously, I'm sure it's gotten better since.
It also is from the
First
same
song.
company.
Well, I know, but I mean, like
so-
the style. I liked that more, gritty style of the
Well,
2D.
they do the toony stuff so that it can be played on less upgraded boxes.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's why World of Warcraft isn't this fucking massively great graphics game. It's because you can still play it on like 2,000 laptops.
Well, I
Like,
guess they recently updated the graphics for World of Warcraft.
Well, I'm
Last-
sure
yeah.
they did, but you still have the option to go back. But they
Yeah.
originally kept it as that cartoon because it's much easier to render a cartoon
Yeah.
than it is to render like a Final Fantasy 14 world with all that
Yeah.
shit. You know?
I can't build a roller coaster. Going back to the roller coaster
Yeah.
tycoon, I cannot build a custom roller coaster without it being too intense for my park people.
I think
it's
that
too
was
much.
definitely
It's always too much.
that was much more prevalent in Rollercoaster Tycoon 1.
Okay.
Like to me, like you added a loop and suddenly like it was way too intense.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. Because I think they evened it out a little bit by 3.
Yeah.
But in 1, you couldn't. You either had to build the pre-made roller coasters that they had, like the ones that you could either build those and then people get them, or you just hope that people would be thrill seekers.
Which they weren't.
No one
Yeah.
was thrill seekers.
So that bummed me out. but,
That game actually taught me a lot about customer service and how to deal with customers, and that's basically to drop them in the lake.
Yep.
Pick them up and just kill them.
He is right.
Yeah.
One of the scenarios I did, I was so excited because I had like this giant park rating and I was doing great, and I paid off the debt that was owed before I started the scenario and all the debt that I had accrued in building the park. I paid it all off, but like I was just short of like 100 people being in my park by the time that they said have this many people in your park and this high of a rating.
Right.
I was so pissed off. I shut down every ride. And I deleted the road that led to the exit, so everyone's just running around like, well, I just started picking people up and throwing them in the lake.
You can see their thought process
like,
when you click on the character. It'll be like, "Where's the
Oh, no,
exit?
yeah.
I can't find the exit."
I can't find a bathroom.
But yeah, so Roller Coaster Tycoon World,
Which is the
which
new
is
one.
the fourth one, the new one, was supposed to be coming out this month. They pushed it back to what they are saying early 2016.
First quarter 2016.
Yeah, so expect that in
3
the next
months.
few months. From what we've seen of it, and I showed you some of what I saw, and I think you'd seen some of it on your own, is that for building roller coasters, you're no longer putting like pieces together. It's all done on a spline system, they call it. Reticulating splines.
I am always reticulating splines.
But basically, you grab the
it's a
track and you can
spline.
stretch it and drag it around so that it suits your needs. It's much more customizable.
Oh.
Is it Maxis still?
I don't think it was Maxis.
Yeah, it was.
it Maxis?
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Maxis made SimCity.
No,
No, it's
no,
not.
Sim Coaster was Maxis.
Yeah.
Sim
And
Coaster.
SimCity.
But
was
splines
Maxis.
are a real
Yeah.
thing. I did the reticulating.
I
splines
actually
because
looked
that's
it
what I
up
know.
because I thought I couldn't find verification that it was a real thing because I was like,
Okay,
what the fuck?
or at least for the new Rollercoaster Tycoon, it's being developed by Invisio Creations and published by Atari.
Nice, nice. I want to play it a lot. I hope they release a Mac version because they don't have excuse me, they don't have any Mac ports of the other games for it. That's all PC because I was gonna get the collection too. But they, they screwed me out. I decided to get a Mac after years of shitting on Macs, and I got one, and now I can't play any video games. It's all work.
You've made a wise choice.
I did make a wise
You made
choice.
a very wise choice.
You know how many boxes I broke? Well, my fucking towers that I ruined by overclocking my fucking shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that, man.
What's that? I upgraded my graphics card to the super awesome graphics card. I need to upgrade my power supply too, or it'll catch on fire? No. Whatever.
Wait.
I got one more
Okay.
thing that I was reading about for Rollercoaster Tycoon before I can say we can wrap that conversation up. Is that, we joke about, like, you launch people off the tracks, but to do that, you'd leave a piece out or you just wouldn't finish the track or something like that. Apparently in the new game, if you just don't build your roller coasters like soundly enough, they can fly off the track even without like a break.
Awesome.
Nice.
So if you
Track.
go like downhill like 100 miles an hour and take a quick turn, you can just snap off.
So,
Awesome.
like it's realistic.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I remember they did that in the first Rollercoaster Tycoon with like the slides, like one of the water slides. Like if you're going
yeah,
downhill
your
too fast
characters
and you
could,
go
like-
up a short hill, it could go flying off.
That was actually how I learned about death.
But the weird part is like when the characters would fly off because they weren't in any like carts or anything like that, they would still explode like they were in carts. Like people would just burst into flames. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah, they were in those little whatever those slide things.
Yeah,
are,
like the rubber rafts that you would see at like the
No, bro,
water
don't you
park.
know they lace those things with C4?
You're right.
What was this,
just
Bane's
for that-
company?
I'm building you a water slide. Bane's a regular character. I'm building you the take back your water slide.
Quite like what happens to like the rest of the people at the park when your roller coaster just murders a bunch of people? They just keep going.
I don't know about
cotton
you.
candy.
You know, some
Because if
people,
I saw a fucking
They just said
track,
that roller coaster looks too intense for me.
That's exactly what I said.
I love the fact that in the first one you can still get sued. Like if a whole bunch of people like they give you a reward or like a certificate saying you're an unsafe park and like you get sued for every person that died on that.
I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember
Yeah.
that in the first one.
I don't
Really?
Think I don't think that was
I
the thing.
remember that.
There's Jameson making up facts again.
Hey, I remember it.
So I'm expecting, from what I've seen with Rollercoaster Tycoon World, that this is essentially just going to be a modern take on it, and those are the big differences I've seen so far in how the gameplay is going to work. I imagine most of it will be pretty similar.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
Yeah,
it.
it's got a
It's
very
not like they had a bad system with that shit before, except for you had to piece together everything. This time you just get to make it yourself, which is whatever. It's cool. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
it works.
So I think that's all for me on that.
Yeah, I think that was. I'm excited to play Rollercoaster Tycoon World. Hopefully, I'll probably end up playing it on your laptop or whatever. But Lemar, can you tell me about the shitty game you've been playing recently?
yeah, I've been as I continue.
Yeah,
Yeah!
I can.
And do!
Can't do, Morty.
Oh, great. So as I continue, Jesus,
Jesus Christ! Wow.
hello, Matt.
What was the thing with Mike last weekend where he was like, all I wanted was an omelet, and they put like pancake
Oh, yeah,
batter
they-
in it.
they
And it's
put
like,
pancake
do you put pancake batter in this omelet? Do we ever?
That went on that whole night. That's all
That
everybody
was so
talking
great.
about.
That was the best thing.
Anyway, Lemar, you
As
all
I
right?
continue to torture myself with the series that I used to love, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is not sucking as much as I expected it to. Assassin's Creed Syndicate basically is the same game before. You follow the Fry twins, Jacob and Evie Fry. Jacob is a brawler. Evie's better at stealth. And you're in like terrible child endangerment labor law London, and you have to take down some.
It's actually my favorite era of London.
Yeah, best era of London.
So I look back fondly on those years.
And basically, you have to take down the evil Templar who's taken over everything. The cool thing is that they've gone back to like the roots of Assassin's Creed, where they made one large city. One large city. You're not going through like woods. It's not multiple places. And also, they've given them the Batman grappling gun. So you can scale buildings much faster with a grappling gun built by Thomas Edison. There's a bunch of cool...
I heard tell he was working on a grappling gun a long time ago.
Yeah!
Wait, Thomas Edison gives them the gun, the assassins the gun in this one?
Jacob and Evie Fry, yes.
In I think it was Assassin's Creed 2, Thomas Edison is a Templar, though. It was Tesla that was the assassin.
Bro, maybe he wasn't always a Templar. Or maybe these games are finally getting so diluted that they can't even
remember their own story.
Assassin's Creed 2 was Da Vinci.
Yeah, I know, but the little like hidden codes, you found out who was Templars and stuff like that through extra stories. If you found all the extra stuff, like I spent way too much time on that
extra
game.
shit like that is probably not.
Yeah. Canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the
pretty
sense,
sure that's the definition of canon. It's just
let
the
me clarify. There's probably like one team of like 3 guys working on. Let's put a little extra stuff in here.
Yeah.
Well, no,
the
like
main developer.
They're just slipping it under the
it
developers.
keeps changing developers. Like 3 was different than 4. Black Flag was made by the original people who made 1 and 2. So it just jumps back and forth.
Are you a developer for the Assassin's Creed games? Call us on Matt in the Man Cave.
Please clarify this. But no, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm enjoying it because my expectations were so low that now they've been raised enough to enjoy it. I'm still not getting the same thrill as I used to when I played 2, Brotherhood, or Revelations. But that's probably... Or Black Flag from that standpoint.
I remember when the first one came out. It was just like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, yeah. The first one came out was
parkour was still...
I never really got
Honestly,
into
I think Assassin's Creed made parkour popular.
It was and
started
Casino Royale.
That and the Japanese.
Yeah.
Parkour is French.
Japan perfected it.
Probably.
Ninjas and
I
stuff.
don't know. I'm digging a hole here. Who wants to jump in? Who wants to help out?
Parkour's a caver.
It's a caver.
You'll find a lot of people who played Assassin's Creed 1 didn't like it because it was very repetitive.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, hold on, Lemar. Would you consider Assassin's Creed Syndicate cave-in?
Yes.
The bad.
It's a caver. But wait, in what context? The good, the bad, or there's actual cave-ins in there?
Are there cave-ins?
Yes.
Oh!
Holy shit!
Wait.
Wait.
No, that doesn't count as a cave-in.
No.
There's a train wreck.
Here's the thing. A cave-in, by definition, happens in a cave. So if there are no caves, then it's not a thing.
There are tunnels that could be considered to be caves.
Are they in rock?
Rock tunnels.
Okay, that's a cave.
Is that a... Well,
Rock lobster.
They're man-made, so does that still count?
Yeah.
Because they're sewer tunnels that are covered in rock because,
Sure.
Ninja Turtles.
Anyway.
Okay, well, we'll have to, we'll go through that later on.
We'll fact check that.
Yeah.
I'm
going to Google
You
cave.
know what? I will make an addendum. Half of Assassin's Creed is a cave-in. The other half of
Assassin's Cave-In.
Assassin's Creed is a cave-in.
Cave-in! It's a half and half cave-in!
Because the past is great. Everything playing Evie and Jacob is great, but they still are holding on to this modern storytelling where basically you're playing a guy playing a game to get information for the modern Templars.
I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Exactly. That story has gone to such shit. Like that
was always weird. I remember when I first played the first one, I was just like, wait, this is about a guy remembering his ancestry because it's in his blood or something like that?
Yeah.
So what, you've never gotten an ancestry blood test that lets you relive the lives of your ancestors to a degree?
Dude, the only blood tests I've ever gotten have just told me like what my levels are, man.
Well,
How is
you know,
how are your-
And
how are
I
your
didn't even know what it
T-cells?
meant, and they were
Well-
just like, "Yeah, it's fine."
you guys know now they have the technology to actually encode memories onto your DNA. Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
That
do
upsets
have.
me.
Yeah, they have the technology. I don't know
You
who
can
spent the time.
encode like films onto like pictures, like QR codes or whatever.
Yeah. But like you can, it costs like 500 million per what?
And then you instantly like get cut, and it just bleeds out.
Yeah,
of your
exactly. You're
arm.
like $5 million out, and you don't remember anything.
I don't think all your memories. What else is there about a
shitty Jim Carrey movie?
yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I
I
love that
thought,
movie.
see, it's great. I thought you were just gonna be yelling at Jameson the whole time, but you're just like, I can't even.
I've reserved my yelling for the end of the podcast.
All right, fair enough. Lemar.
So that's what I have to say. I've also I watched a cracked video about why I'll probably never never have as much fun with Assassin's Creed ever, and that's because this fucking game will never end, and that
Yeah.
makes me upset.
This is the game that does not end.
Ba-da-da-da, it just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started playing it, not knowing what it was. Those people kept on playing it forever just because it's just a game that
So that's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So
That could have been the whole episode. We just continue with that. We just cut off that game.
but that's Assassin's Creed, and I'm maybe 5 hours in, so I have a bit more to go.
That's cool. That's all you got?
That's all I got for Assassin's Creed. It's a game that's better than I thought.
Matt.
Jameson.
Jameson.
James.
Brook.
Why do you sound so like bitter about that?
What are you playing?
I just got done playing Chapter 1 of King's Quest.
Oh, please tell me about it.
Why do you?
Oh, yeah.
Matt, you got an attitude problem.
Yeah, seriously. You know what? I don't feel very welcome.
You
today.
shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Jameson. Tell us more about King's Quest.
So King's Quest is this game. It's an episodic adventure where you follow the main character Graham through his quest to become a knight.
It's episodic like the Telltale games.
Yeah.
Like that kind. Except they're taking significantly longer to release episode 2.
When did
Well,
when did this come
episode
out?
2 is
Coming out this month.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to be out on the 15th. I just looked it up. So 3 days away. Well, depending on when.
When
this
did
is
episode
published.
1 come out?
It's going to be up tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. So 2 days away then. Yeah.
When did the first episode?
Episode 1 came out, I want to say September.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
That's
It was
about
whenever
yeah.
I went to Boston.
Yeah,
to see
because
Boston.
you came.
Bastard.
Oh, when we went to see Boston?
No, it was Rush, right?
Rush,
Because I
yeah,
bought it
when
while
we
I was
saw
yeah.
Rush, yeah.
Oh, you
Say,
mean
you
the
went-
music?
You went to the city of Boston and the concert of Boston.
Yeah.
You went to
in, like, the
Boston
same
to see
time.
Rush?
You're right. When we went to see Rush is when it came out.
Yeah, because you
For
started talking
everyone at
about it.
home, so you know.
Just in case, I know you all keep up on my life. So what was that? September, right?
Yeah.
Or July.
Yeah, no, August. It was August 8th.
Brook, Lamar.
No, it was the 30th.
It was something. It was
Fuck it. It was some time ago.
July. End
This
of July,
year.
early
You know what?
August.
At the time we've been arguing about this, folks at home, you could have just fucking Googled it.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Anyway,
So basically, you follow this guy on his quest to become a knight. It's, not very action packed in terms of like you're not constantly fighting enemies. It's more like, hey, let's gather resources in order to, complete our quest. And
the first one is a remake of
Yeah.
King's Quest. The whole game,
Yeah.
basically, was the first episode. And I guess they also make Tales from Monkey Island, the company that makes
Yes.
it. So all those games, which are all episodic choose-your-own-adventure
which
games.
is Sierra, I believe.
Sierra Games.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first one was a full remake. Episode 1 was a remake
Yeah.
of the first King's Quest, I think.
Which I remember seeing, I've never played the original, game, but I remember looking like one of those games where you are on the computer and you press the up button to move your character up the map. And it looked very, 2D, almost like Atari's E.T.
Ooh.
It was a little more than that because we don't talk about Atari CT. But
That's the ultimate
No one.
insult.
Yeah.
like it's
I'm just saying,
no,
graphics wise.
what would I like? If you've played Tales from Monkey Island, they made several games of that. It's Tales from Monkey Island, right? Something like that.
Sounds like that.
And it's like it's weird. It's one of those things like the background's there and you're moving around and
Yeah.
your character's not exactly snapped to the background. Like you
Yeah.
can tell there's a little bit of, but they were old games. They were like 90s,
Yeah,
like early
exactly.
90s games. So
Pixels and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminds me of like
at
what
the time they were wonderful.
Yeah. No, it reminds me honestly of like the games that got me into gaming. You
like
know?
Hugo's House of Horrors. If anyone's ever played that, it was kind of no one's played that, but it was very graphically similar to that. Sorry, you were saying.
No.
How is the story in this?
The story one is great. I love the fact that it's told as an old man telling a story.
Christopher Lloyd.
Is that really Christopher
That was
Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd.
Ah,
He is the grandfather.
Doc Bree himself?
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
the one that you
I
attempted
did
to
such
imitate.
a lovely.
Christopher Lloyd does the voice of the older himself.
Yeah.
He is telling the story of himself when he was younger.
and you play
before
as the
he was
younger.
the king.
Yeah.
And you play as him, and he is voiced by the guy who had a shy bladder in the movie Waiting. That's the voice. I can't remember the guy's name.
Curly hair,
Yeah.
goatee.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like
he's-
the
Wow.
one that was like actually not an actual actor in that movie, I think, or something, right?
I don't know. He's funny. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very good. I like
Or
him.
he had some other role in that.
I think he
might
just
have
had,
been
like-
the writer or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I played through it. It's something you might want to do a couple playthroughs through while you get the chance because there are different ways to go.
Yeah,
throughout it.
exactly. Like the beginning of the game when you're fighting the dragon or you're going up against the dragon, you've got three options: either to shoot the dragon in the eye, let him go, or like stab yourself or jack off, something like that.
Those are
And-
good options.
Yeah,
I jacked off.
yeah.
I always choose that option.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go back next time. I'll probably choose something else. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the few games because even Telltale I don't really go through for a second playthrough because I like to play the games like I would. I don't have to get trophies because you get to platinum automatically. With this one, there are trophies that you can miss, but it can be really different depending on how you run through.
Yeah, because like there was one option to get some fruit or whatever, and if you didn't use the right tool, you knocked down a bee's nest, and someone got stung. But I think that's gonna turn because the story saves as you play through the chapters.
It's all actions and consequences.
Yeah, exactly. And what was weird though is every time I did something that wasn't necessarily right or something like that, the grandfather, Christopher Lloyd's voice, was like, "I don't remember it going that way."
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's
wow. I played the game, man. You don't tell me how to play the game.
There's one point where because you can blow on big trumpets that summon bridge trolls basically to get
As you
around.
do.
Yeah.
And there's one that every time you blow on it, Christopher Lloyd says something different, and after you do it 9 times, you get a trophy for it. But
I need to get that trophy.
It's just and I did it again. It sounded different this time, and it just kept going on. He's like, I really don't think I did it 9 times. And you get the trophy. But yeah, it's funny. And it's very comical.
It is a funny game. Just the characters in it. How you're you're barely a
Are
knight.
you melting?
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Jesus. You were looking like you were about to be the
I called it. Lemar was gonna die before. You guys will understand that joke in 2 weeks.
Technically, you didn't because it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, I highly recommend King's Quest. It's a very good game.
Yep.
And since the second episode's coming out this week,
Yep.
now, King's Quest is free on PlayStation
PSN?
Network, and that's the first episode is free. And normally it's $10. It will be $10 an episode generally.
And I believe the season pass for I think they're
40.
planning. Yeah, is about 4. Actually, I think they bumped it down to 30.
that's great. I bought it twice. Thanks, Sony. Really appreciate it.
Oh yes, I remember that.
They fucking. I bought it on my phone, and I know it was my mistake because it said PS3. I didn't realize, like, it's on your phone, you don't have the whole fucking access to it. So I was like, whatever. So I bought it, and then I went and it says, download all your PS3s. And I'm like, fuck. So I go to customer service, and I'm like, hey, look, I need you. Can you just switch it over to the PS4 license? And a while ago, long time ago, with Telltale's Game of Thrones, there was one episode I spent $2 on, and I got it for PS3 by mistake instead of PS4. So they said to me, I just spent $40. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but you've already done this once, and we only do it as a one-time courtesy. And I'm like, I did it once for a game that was $2. I'll pay you the $2 fucking dollars, but this is $40 goddamn dollars that I just spent on this game, and I don't even fucking own a PS3 anymore, and I can't gift it to somebody. You can't just give it to someone, so it's just gonna be unused. And we got into an argument, which ended up me telling the guy to go fuck himself.
As you do.
And I'm like, because it was so stupid. And I'm like, look, Sony customer service is retarded for that. Like,
Yeah, no.
I'm so like, it's a difference if I had it a full like $60 game and I swapped it. And they're like, it's not that easy just to switch licenses. It's pretty easy to remove the purchase I made and purchase for me the right one, which costs the same amount of money, and put it on my system. Well, we can't just update the licenses. That is literally what you can do. Stupid.
You're the only ones that can do that.
No one else can do. And I tried to do the whole, well, I'm taking my business to Microsoft, like that bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
never gonna
didn't
get an
work.
Xbox.
Bye.
Exactly. They're
guy-
like,
the
that's
guy-
exactly what they said. Oh, sorry to see you go. I'm like,
The guy's
fuck.
on like your account. He's seen he just logged on, and
No, he knows.
he's
The next
never-
day,
yeah,
he saw me
exactly.
buy King's Quest for PS4 at the end, and I'm like, oh, great. That was embarrassing.
Well, thank you, guy, for customer service for Sony.
When they got you by the balls, man.
Yep.
And they got you hard.
Speaking of shitty customer service, I've been playing Fallout 4 again.
That was a nice
That's
segue.
not,
That was a great segue.
no,
No, that was perfect. Yeah, yes.
No.
Oh my
you
God.
do not get that, sir.
Yeah.
They patched the bug. It has nothing to do with customer service, in case people are trying to stick
I
with
guess
this
in a
podcast.
way it is.
No, because I would have had to actually contact customer service. We all just bitch on forums and hope that people
yeah,
care.
that's true.
Like, guarantee that the 80,000 people who were bitching about this bug, not one of them sent an email to, or went to their customer service because, I had to wait on the phone for like 20 minutes, or I had to write an email, and then they said I had to write it to somebody else. I don't even bother. I just bitch on the forums. Actually, I don't even bitch on the forums. I read other people bitching on the forums, and then I get mad. I'm like, so...
That happened to me too.
With the update that came out, it has caused me to be able to progress in my game again, so I'm once again playing Fallout 4.
Yay.
I'm very excited about that.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! I guess you all get that in 2 weeks too.
Spoiler alert.
So I think we can be a little spoilery here. So I guess this is a spoiler alert. We're gonna have some spoilers for Fallout over the next few minutes, so we're just gonna mark spoiler alert. Oh, I see what you're doing over there, you sexy little bitch. You're spoiling everything for everyone. I don't know.
No, my mom's texting me.
No, that's weird.
Wow, that's adorable.
So, finally, get to the fucking Institute. As you all know, I didn't touch fucking Diamond City until I was 25 or 26. Like, way over-leveled for what I was doing.
Yes.
And then I continued to not do shit at Diamond City. I got Piper, I got Kate, I got full affection with all of them. I did companion quests with a bunch of fucking people.
God damn.
Just because I'm like, I'm having fun. And so I said, in order to progress with the factions, I had to do the third mission after going to Diamond City, which I finally got around to doing. And then the Brotherhood of Steel comes fooling in on their Zeppelin. And I think we talked about this. It was like, they shout at people, don't be afraid. I'm like,
Don't be afraid.
yeah, we did do this. We talked about this. But I finally get to the Institute after being rematerialized and dematerialized, and some junkie built a teleporter for me. So, you know, how I can... Okay, so the shit that you can build in Fallout, you build these shitty fucking like hobbles of a house, like with holes all over it, but they tell me to build a teleporter, and it's melted formed steel and electronic components and all sorts of things that are perfect, not even the least bit shit, but it's still from the same pool of scavenged materials that I've been using the entire time.
It's future, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
dog.
science matters.
anyway.
Just gave up on that thought.
Do you guys want to talk about your experience with the Institute, Lemar?
Yeah. So, just to give people a little background in case you're listening to the spoiler cast. You can either have 1 to 3 factions help you build this thing. I picked the Minutemen because they seemed like the least amount of dicks, and I went to the Institute. And from the point that you enter, because you teleport there.
Yeah.
From the point you enter, they know you're coming.
Yeah. They've been watching you.
Yeah, like, yo, what's up? We've been waiting for you. You just keep on coming.
No, but here's the thing. You get Father, the leader of the Institute, goes over the PA, and it just comes up and it's like, hello. I've been waiting for you. I'm sure you have many questions. So please, get in the elevator, and we can talk about them.
Oh, that's creepy.
Terrifying.
You know what's
That's
and it's
like-
accurate.
that's-
That's the bad thing.
Tell me I'm wrong. That's basically
That's-
verbatim what he
that's
says.
like-
90% correct.
That's like straight up BioShock 1 right there. Like,
Oh,
Would
I
you
remember
please
that. Yeah.
get in
Would
the
you
elevator?
please?
Would you please?
And I'm like, well, since I can't re-teleport out, I might as well get in the elevator. He's like, I'm not going to hurt you. Please, come up the elevator.
especially a place called the Institute.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, no.
When you land, it looks like a little basic ass room because it's just a table.
But it's clean.
Very clean. If you're not, then you get in this elevator, and the Institute's this giant fucking.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
It's just giant. I was pissed off. I actually got mad.
I'm going down the elevator.
as the character, mad as shit because I'm like, above me is full shit, grime, murder, mayhem.
I just can't. Yeah.
And you motherfuckers are in this I Am Legend, I Am Robot paradise.
I don't think either of those references were accurate, nor were the movies
I
actually. Iron Robot and Iron
I Am Legend was wrong. I Robot. Both
Everyone
Will
else
Smith
is
movies.
living I Am Legend.
right.
Yes. It's I Robot
I Ro-
under
yeah.
I Am Legend.
Hey, both have Will Smith though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Random black guy.
Random black guy.
then you go all the way down, and then you go through a corridor that has nothing to do, and then you finally see, air quotes that you can't see on the podcast, Sean, which is,
He's just behind glass. He's
My
probably
son.
about 12
I
years
would say
old.
about 12.
And in a memory that you went when you went through Kellogg's brain.
Played Assassin's Creed for a second.
Pretty much, you literally, that's exactly what I thought. So you go through these memories and you see Sean, 12 years old, sitting with Kellogg, and you're like, all right. So I'm like, this is my fucking son. I'm like, hey, Sean. He's like, Father, help me. I don't know this man. Father, oh my God. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm your dad. And he's like, fuck you. That's what the little kid says to me, pretty much. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he pretty much just tells you to go fuck yourself. And then Father from the Institute walks through the door.
Who's a combination of Donald Sutherland and
Ian
from the
McKellen.
Hunger Games and Ian McKellen.
He comes out and he's like, hey, I'm Father. I'm sure you have, and he just keeps telling you that you're sure that you have a lot of questions for him. And mine is like, okay, I'm here for my kid, so let's get this over with. And he's like, I'm just gonna Dr. Evil it for this one. This is big spoiler here, guys. All right, ready?
Like, this is the spoiler.
He goes, but Father, I am your son. Bam, da, da. And he's like, what? And I'm like, but you're so old. And this is where I got confused. And you find out how it worked when you read some of the documents later. Because I got really confused. Because Sean is now 80 years old. Okay, 60 or 80 years old. And I'm like, Kellogg, when he was with 12-year-old Sean at one point, was about like normal 44.
Let's not even say when he was a child. When he captured Sean as,
Right,
a baby.
he was an adult male. And so I'm like, what the fuck? And then I kept saying, like, every time a Kellogg option went up, I'm like, bro, Oh, like, but that doesn't make any sense because I just killed a man who kidnapped you 60 years ago when he was a fully formed adult. And they're like, no, don't worry about that. Well, I'll let you get acclimated, go fuck around for a little bit. And I read on a terminal they use cybernetic implants on Kellogg to keep him alive. A program which, by the way, they fucking discontinued. They're like, well, we don't do that cybernetic. You know, I was bitching to this about you to you yesterday. I'm like, oh, so maybe those genius scientists, maybe you would have given it to them. Like maybe you keep them going a little bit. Like, just a hair. Like, they're like, oh, we don't need to do that anymore because it blurs the line between man and machine. I'm like, you're building synths. Your whole lives have been dedicated to blurring the lines between man and machine.
Granted, with everything science, there is definitely a line.
Yes.
You know? Like
with me and Jameson.
Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
line.
It's a very faint blurred line, but it's a line.
So then who's the little kid then?
Just a synth.
Yeah.
That was a program they discontinued as well. Was kid synths.
And they made it just to fuck with you?
No, they were developed because the kid was a synth child version of Sean. It was him when he was a kid. So they were building synth children. That was one of their things that they also discontinued. So essentially, that's probably the last one that they had. I'm gonna beat Fallout soon. I'm excited. So
wait. Let's finish this mission.
Oh yeah, please.
Because I fucked up.
Go ahead.
So you talk to Father. Father says, "I'm Sean." Blah blah blah. Get all the stories about Kellogg and stuff. And then Father says, "You are free to go. You're free to go," and he is not lying. You can just walk out.
Come and go as you please.
There are androids there going, "Hello, here's the exit."
Nobody is hostile.
No one's hostile.
In the
no one's
institute.
hurting you. Now, what I did is as soon as that Sean said, I happened to be filled with rage, and I killed Father. You can kill Father then and there, and you're still free.
But
to
Father,
go.
I was just learning to love.
So I picked up my pistol. I domed him 4 times. He fell over. I now have his lab coat. And
So you assumed the mantle of Father?
No.
That
no.
would be great.
Oh my god.
Because I thought, hey, well, obviously video games, everyone's going to be hostile towards me. No. Still, just walk the fuck out. Bye.
Well, if you continue along the story with a minor spoiler for you haven't gotten there yet, but it doesn't matter. He pretty much nonchalantly goes in a meeting. He calls you into a meeting with all the department heads, and like, because you just finished doing some shit. He pulls you into a meeting and he goes, "Hey, so you've no doubt all figured this out by now, but I'm dying." And you're like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I'm naming my father as my successor." And you're like, "Huh?" And he's like, everybody's like, "Why? This dude just fucking showed up here and he's not a scientist." He's like, "We don't need a scientist. We need a leader." And you're like, all right, whatever. So everybody leaves and they're all pissed off and you go sit down with them. He's like,
you know what's going to be difficult for me to get into that position?
the fact that Father's dead.
Domed him 4 times in the head.
Yeah, I think you kind of.
I think I might have.
Yeah.
I might have. I researched this on forums.
I mean, you can continue the
I'm
game.
just waiting for you still get into that meeting, and he's there with bruises on his head, and he's missing his lab coat.
Well, you'll all no doubt understand though I am not wearing my lab coat and why I'm no longer recommending my father take over the business.
No.
And he's like stuttering too, like you gave him a speech impediment.
You gave him brain damage. He's like, I was gonna tell you all I'm dying, but now I'm
actually dying.
So I looked up on forums. Apparently, I'm one of the very few people who decided just to dome him. So there's
That's because most people were like, "Son, I love you." You're like,
literally. That's exactly how I reacted. I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, you know what? I still love you anyway. It's kind of weird that you're older than me, but whatever." And then you go and fucking murder the guy.
Yeah.
Because
"You're living iRobot down here."
You know, and to be fair, I'm actually thinking
furious
that I might side with the Institute in this game. They seem like they got the shit going on. They're like, hey, you know,
Fuck the Brotherhood.
you go. Oh, fuck the Brotherhood first of all.
Yeah.
But you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
every
hey,
game.
you know, we tried doing the tried doing the whole peace thing up there, and everybody's fucking heathens, and they're all savages, and they fucking beat the shit out of everybody, and the raiders ruin everything. So we're just gonna fucking chill down here. All you need to do is activate this nuclear reactor." And I'm like. First I say, I'm like, isn't nuclear reactors kind of how we got into this whole thing in the first place? That was an option. I'm like, isn't that like how this whole thing started? And he's like, yeah, but this one's okay. That was his explanation, and I had to accept it. It was the end of the dialogue option, so I'm like, oh, okay. And
But this
but
one's
I'm like,
okay.
you know what? Maybe I will side with the Institute because they got some pretty bitchin' digs.
Oh, apparently they have the best weapons.
Yeah, but I can just kill them all. It's case in point. You
Yeah,
know, nobody
so
seems to care.
I'm hoping that my save point is before I went. I have a cell phone.
They do a quick save and an auto save, and I think they show up as two different save files. So if you happen to have quick saved afterwards, your auto save might still be before. You have one. You know
I
you
hope
have
to
one.
split them because I'm going to continue on the.
Or just try and finish it the way it is.
Why don't you
No,
just
because
beat the game?
what ends up happening is that the Institute is now permanently hostile towards me.
Yeah.
I've stopped that storyline is done.
Right, because you killed the leader of the Institute and your son.
And they might not have realized it at first, but they eventually found the body and were just like,
Maybe in 15 minutes, considering Father is constantly doing shit. And they're like, gee, why hasn't the leader of the Institute come to this meeting
Gosh,
yet?
haven't heard that PA in a while.
He's been creepily talking every day for hours. I haven't heard it for a while. Oh, we'll check on him a couple days.
All I know is I'm pretty sure Cogsworth does not approve.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cogsworth probably would.
You know what? I ride with Kate. Kate, good with murder and mayhem.
No, but you didn't
She
go
jumped
with
in and
anybody.
was like, "Bitch."
Yeah, I didn't go, but I'm gonna go back. I killed my son. She's gonna be like, cool.
Yeah, she probably will
Like
be.
That option's not even in the dial.
Did you get Kate clean?
Yeah, I cleaned up Kate.
So she's not going to be cool anymore. She doesn't like it when you take drugs anymore. She changes her personality after that.
Only drugs.
She does like it when you beat the shit out of her. I accidentally, in the battle for Bunker Hill, because I have the melee thing, where you hit everything in front of you. So I'm trying to kill the synth that's with me, which is a later on quest for the Minute Man and the Institute, whatever. So I'm killing this synth, the Courser that's with me, and it hits and kills the 4 synths that I was trying to protect.
Fail.
So I just hit it, and it just says, Kate hated that. And I'm like, really, Kate? That's where you fucking draw the line. But for Fallout, that's where I want to wrap with Fallout, because we're going to beat it soon. You and I are both getting close to beating it. Brook's got to play through it, but he knows all this stuff already. We're not spoiling anything for him. I want to talk about GTA Online.
all right.
Big update coming up. Tuesday, we're getting the Executives and Other Criminals update.
Hey.
We're talking Vinewood Hills mansions. We're talking stilt houses. We're talking
Yachts.
motherfucking yachts. We're
Nice.
talking henchmen, new options, new cars, shit tons of in-game money you're going to have for these things. The fucking yacht is supposedly is going to cost 50, 60, 100 million dollars.
Fuck.
Wait, aren't you just supposed to steal shit in the game?
Are you an idiot? Have you played this game before?
I played GTA.
You played GTA Online? You gotta establish
That's
yourself,
like
Jameson.
The underlurking question I had too is like, why can't you just go steal someone else's
Yeah.
yacht?
Just steal their yacht, then you don't have to pay 50.
I mean, yeah, like once you
$billion.
leave it, you probably
Right, I
will lose
steal
it, but-
boats, I steal cars, but I like to use what's the point of like thieving and making millions of dollars if you can't legally purchase something for yourself?
You have to have something you can launder your money through, man.
Specifically, all my houses, which cost $400,000.
What if you could like set up like actual businesses, like money laundering? Like, when's that expansion gonna come out?
Probably not going to come out, Jameson. The same reason why there's no traffic signals that work, like that you can't have your blinker on in this one. And
Honestly, I
did
want my
read about a
Chinese
guy-
donut shop. Like, I would buy a Chinese donut shop. That would be fun.
Donuts
Like,
sound
make
great
make
right
some
now.
more money
Go for
off
a
that
donut.
stuff.
This is the
Donut-
latest we've ever recorded since before IGL when we used to do it.
Dark out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, geez.
Thanks,
my
Jameson.
fault.
Didn't even
Thanks,
bring
Jameson.
sandwiches.
Next time I will.
But dude, I am fucking stoked for this. Lemar, Bob, and my brother and I have been plowing through the heist because it is
He said that really fast. I'm like, who's Lemar Bob?
Lemar Bob. It's the cargo Bob.
Okay,
It's,
yeah.
Lemar, I might even play some tonight at some point. But we were plowing through the heists because it's impossible impossible to do it with the pickup group if you have my proclivities to being on public chat. So it'd be me, my brother, and Bob trying to get some pug to come in and join the party and fucking die, they die, they die, they die. We die once, they rage quit, and then you're fucking back in an hour loading screen. So we four were doing great.
You're not bad.
And I think my brother had to go to bed. That was right.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I'm so pissed. I had shit to do in the morning, but we've never had as good of a run as we did that night. And I'm like, we'll get there again. Especially since GTA is on sale in the PlayStation Network store. I want to say for the next couple days at least, it's $35, or you can spend $45, and it comes with a $1.2 million shark card for money in game, which is a pretty good boost to help you.
You're going to need.
You're going to want to start off with some cash because you need to buy, in order to do the heists, you need to have a high-end apartment, which costs at least $400,000, which takes a while to build up to if you do not have the money to finance yourself.
The stock market is broken now, so
it's not even the online stock market's never really even done much besides small point movements. That's gonna be a later on update, I'm sure, when they actually get it into good shit. But when you start, well, see, I lucked out, and a lot of people did, because when we bought the game, we tried to play online right at the beginning. The online was so fucked up you couldn't play for the first month, and they gave everybody $500,000 for the inconvenience.
Yep.
Real game money. I'm fucking rich. They actually, no, the real life. They sent me $500,000. I don't know how they got the money for this shit.
And we're still recording in here?
It's a nostalgia thing, you know? Brooke, you're getting online, right?
I will.
But you'll be on
Thanks for that enlightening update.
But you'll be under the Xbox server, so we won't be able to play with you.
Yeah.
We can play next to you, though.
I'll suffer the
Hey, you know what?
the
I can bust out my Xbox. We could play on Xbox.
It's an Xbox One, though.
Oh, damn it.
There you go.
Yeah, see, I have GTA for 360.
Yeah.
I do want to get it for one.
Because
One, though.
I think they're stopping the updates to the older console ones.
And I might as well.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because that's where people are
You know
playing
what's weird?
it now. If I want to play online.
GTA actually looks better on Xbox One. The lighting and the shadows are actually they do better on Xbox One, which is weird.
You don't get first person in
This is
360.
true.
I might boot up GTA because I think the snow starts soon for the holiday thing, and I love just walking in a winter wonderland.
Especially because it's supposed to be based on LA and it's snowing.
Probably. It's a server based thing, so no matter what, it's just you're probably gonna stop getting like the heist updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just your system just can't handle.
You'll keep getting patched, but you're not gonna.
I guess it doesn't even matter because I don't have gold right now, so it's like they're not gonna update the campaign.
By the way, someone send Brook Hub's Xbox Gold so we can continue to play.
Yeah, you know what?
Or real gold.
Real.
Both will work.
Gold. No, let's send everybody in our. Why don't you give us a Christmas present this year, everyone?
Yeah, so we do this for you every goddamn week.
Every week we provide you with
Quality,
spot-on facts, irrefutable proof about things, and never once have we been wrong.
And no, we will not share our sources.
We will not share our sources. So fuck you, Brad, on Twitter. There it is.
We really need someone to pick a fight with us on Twitter because I'm tired of talking about Brad.
Yeah, I gotta say that was fun for like the first 3 podcasts afterwards, but now
it's been like the whole run now.
Since he's been blocked because I thought we amicably ended things, but apparently we didn't because you're gonna talk shit about me on that podcast and you're not gonna have me on. Why would I have you on? You're just shitting on people. I don't need the negativity.
Who are you?
Who the fuck
Why would we have you on?
Turns out it's Brad Pitt. But yeah, I'm excited to get it. Lemar, we should play this weekend maybe if you got time.
We should. I have to edit a video I did.
I guess this is a conversation for after the podcast. I'm making plans here. James, you got to get it. I told Chad, one of our regulars,
The chocolate bangle.
The chocolate bangle's gonna get it, especially now. It's $35. This game hasn't gone on sale since it came out. Unless you got it on a Groupon or something weird like that, you haven't been able to get this game.
They had it on Groupon?
I'm saying it could have been on Groupon. I don't know. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm curious.
Oh, Jameson.
Here it comes.
You've been holding this up the whole time. I can tell.
Just shut your fucking mouth. I can't do this. I can't have you here. You spin me about I wish like hell you was elsewhere. Malcolm Reynolds, Firefly.
Yep.
Serenity. The movie.
Stop reminding me of this great show that will never be continued in my lifetime.
I wrote a book about it.
Like to hear it?
It's called Matt House, A Boy Called Awesome. It's weird. It's a weird title. Anyway, that's all I got for GTA Online. I'm going to be playing the shit out of it. If you guys... I think I don't want to know. I'm not giving up my gamer tag. I don't need any of these fucking people.
How are we doing? We good on time?
Yeah, we got a few minutes. You want to talk about something?
Well, you want to do Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy VII came out for the PlayStation. And no, you can't use that copy of Final Fantasy VII that you bought for your PlayStation 3. You had to buy a whole new $15 copy, but I think you got a discount if you bought the old one because it said it was on sale for me, but it wasn't a plus sale. It was like $11. So I bought it because there's trophies. And if there's any game that I've ever wanted to platinum more than Minecraft, which I'm pretty much close to, I just haven't played it, it's fucking Final Fantasy VII. Trophies are real standard, so I was like, these are pretty boring trophies. And I'm like, back in the 90s, I could have told you what they would have had for trophies. Get 99,999 gil, beat all the weapons, do this, get the high level, all this shit. Oh, then the story-related ones, and then, do this, do that. Yeah. They added a no random encounters mode, so you can turn off random encounters, which is helpful to a degree, but you won't be able to level up, so boss fights will be difficult. So you can turn them on and off depending, but you can turn them off when you're like, let's say Temple of the Ancients, which is overrun with fucking enemies, and you don't really need to level very far if you've been doing it at that point already. So turn them off and just kind of go through it because it's a lot of puzzles. Puzzles are the worst when you have to deal with random encounters.
Yeah.
And they added a 3x speed mode, which makes all random encounters seconds long. I am right at the beginning of this game, okay? Let's just say I left the train graveyard, right? Mm-hmm. And I have Cloud and Ares' tier 3 limit breaks already unlocked. I one-shotted the thing that chases you down the highway on the way out of Midgar is how over-leveled I am for where I'm at. Like, it literally, I maybe two-shotted it. I hit it with Bolt 2, and I hit it with my sword, and it was gone. Who's that?
Sounds like someone's breathing really heavily.
It's Jameson.
No, that's not me. I swear.
It's probably my fat
It's
ass.
not coming through on... I don't think it comes through.
I was hearing it. It was like, driving me crazy. Sorry.
It was like...
3 times speed,
Yeah, 3x speed. It actually helps out
Some
a
people
lot.
are really excited about this.
I'm very...
There it is again.
Tell me more about the 3 times.
Lemar, go back to melting.
But it is the same gameplay. Like, they didn't change anything. So, for all those people who are as upset as I am about the fact that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be episodic.
Oh, which we have learned about since
We learned
the
about
last
recently. We
episode.
shared it on our thing. Yeah. Episodic. So, it's going to be the best of Final Fantasy VII. Not what we all fucking wanted. How difficult, right? You've ported it 1,000 times. Mm-hmm. Okay, how goddamn difficult is it to just put some HD polish on the game and get a voice actor? No, we gotta change everything. The battle system, which is fine, I'm fine with the changes, but I'm like, now you're telling me it's too much for just one game? And I'm like, no! The first one was 3 goddamn discs!
And you want them to up-res 3 disc and be like, I'm okay.
You're on board with this shit?
It is a fucking huge game.
You're gonna pay $60 for the first 3 battles of a game?
So, yeah. It is going to be a lot of work to do it, no matter what they do. So it's not like, deter or discount what they're doing. But what we were talking, I don't know if we talked about this on pod. Well, no, because this came out
probably
since.
not,
But Matt, you and I talked about at work. Like, how do we know that this is not going to change from that open world
to that linear
just being a
Final
linear
Fantasy
thing?
13 shit, where it's just one long train?
And what's to say they don't cut shit out if this becomes like a greatest hits of Final Fantasy?
Yeah, and
7?
God knows, right now with all this fucking PC shit going around, the whole cross-dressing thing in Sector 6 slums is probably going to be taken out of the game entirely for these goddamn babies. but he's dressing like a girl, and that's not okay because he's not, that's not how he fit. Fuck off.
Only transgendered models should
Only
portray.
unless you can tell me that
transgendered
Cloud is a
models.
transgender, then I'll keep it in.
The views here on Man to Man Cave is not exactly the views of Lamar the One Afro Ninja.
By the way, I took
Fuck Caitlyn Jenner.
no, fuck Caitlyn Jenner. No, fuck Caitlyn Jenner.
She shouldn't have won.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
That's how we get canceled. Right
I'm
there.
100% fuck Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. You would fuck Caitlyn Jenner? Is that what you just said?
Fuck
Yeah,
no. I'd cut the bitch off first.
Matt, you do a good Caitlyn Jenner voice.
Everybody. It's hard for me to just like.
It's hard for me to
I get out, so hard to
Caitlyn
just.
Jenner's woman voice is Bill Burr's pretending to be a woman voice. It totally. I just wasn't being serious about this.
I can't. Let's stop talking about this before I have to hear about it from our listener. Or
Fuck you, Brad. He's still listening.
why
haven't they invited me on the podcast?
But no, it's gonna be. I'm afraid they're gonna take shit out. I'm afraid they're gonna make it linear. The whole reason that everybody loved that game was how open world it was. Final Fantasy was always open world, and then with 10, it got a little smaller. It went from a world map to an actual map with destinations, no running around the world map. And then with 11, it was online. Whatever, you gotta take the online ones out of it. It's different. 12 was even smaller. It's still a big game, but it really made it linear. And 13 was literally a straight shot from start to finish. From start to finish, it was a straight shot. So the only time is what I think I read in the strategy guide, it was you get to the end of the game and right before you beat it, you can go back and do a couple of things. I'm like, oh, cool, that's totally an open world game. And I think with 15, I haven't looked up too much about it. I'm actually just hoping that they make it a little bit more open world and not as linear. And they're like, yeah, with the big graphics, you're not going to be able to get those, Final Fantasy overtone worlds. It makes sense. That's a lot to render. But you can still make it. They've had 20 years.
You did it for the console at the time.
Yeah.
The consoles are evolving with everything else.
They can run better graphics.
Exactly.
So why are they?
Give us 3 Blu-rays.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm like,
oh my god.
why are
It's
people
already going to
opposed to
install
that?
stuff on the hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Download the game or get the game on a disc. It's all being installed to your hard drive. Just fucking make it on more than one disc. I don't want to have to go out and either buy the season pass so I can get it like a Telltale game as it comes out every month. Or for Christ's sake, they make it Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII 2, Final Fantasy VII 3 until they covered all the greatest battles and none of the fun side shit. What we wanted was an HD remake like they did with some of these games.
I want to go fuck around at the Golden Saucer.
Yeah. And it's they're gonna be like, oh well, now you can't chocobo race, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. We have to. They were on a rainbow road. How is that supposed to be a thing? It's a game. Just make it. But whatever.
They just want you to fight Sephiroth.
Sephiroth with Meteor.
The Meteor is going
The
to
Meteor. Either way, we gotta wrap up.
All right.
So Brook, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Brook_33. And yeah.
You got a new EP out, right?
I got an EP. It's not out yet. It'll be out probably in about a week. It's called Perpetual. You can find it on my SoundCloud. Just search for Brook Hubs, and I have a Facebook page, Brook Hubs Music.
Lemar?
I'm Lemar, One Afro Ninja Harris. You can find me on all social medias under DA1 Afro Ninja. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and all that stuff. I do a Wednesday night Twitch show at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time where I do some type of musical type of act where it's me playing a video game, dancing, or singing for you guys live.
Fucking sound like you enjoy doing it.
Do we just watch this, or do we get to participate? We tell you what to do.
Yeah, so if I do a karaoke show, you get to tell me what song you want me to sing.
But we have to tip, though. That's the thing.
I would like you to sing Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force. I'm going to put that one in right now.
I want to so bad.
Jameson, you got social media garbage?
Not really.
Good.
Jameson, we can find Jameson at Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, yeah.
So that's good. And Jameson, I like to get our guests in on our little outro, our little farewell, our signature copyrighted catchphrase. So I'm gonna be like, as we say here every week, I'm at the man cave, and then we're gonna come in. We're gonna say, see you later. That's how we all come in, and everyone definitely does it right every time. It doesn't try to fuck it up on purpose to
My
irritate.
just attacked me.
Yeah. So All right, as we say here every week on Matt in the Man Cave, see you later. I go to therapy because of this. Have a question you want answered? Have a game you want us to talk about? Just want to tell us to go fuck ourselves? You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter under Matt in the Man Cave, and you can email us at themattcave42@gmail.com.